I think the West Hollywood as a city, and the Arts Council or whatever part of their organization is in charge of culture in West Hollywood, they put a lot of work into this festival. Um, it's a lot of there's many venues, there's many events, there's music, there's art, there's theater, there's a little of everything. I know it's very different this year because it's all on Zoom, I believe. I don't know if there's anything in person. There might be some events here and there, but mostly it's on Zoom, so it's going to be really different. And I think just to support, I mean, West Hollywood's another city it's a city that it has a mission. It's not just some city that people just decided to, when you learn about the history of that city was actually created for a reason, and I think an important reason. So just to support all the hard work that they've put into this and all the people in the community that are involved in it, I think that's a good enough reason to check it out. I'm Chris Karmiol, and if you'd like to learn more about my play and the festival that it's in, why don't you tune into this conversation? When did I hear about the West Hollywood Pride Festival? So they've been doing it for a few years, as far as I know. So I've been hearing about it every year because they publicize it, they promote it. And on a couple of sites where playwrights go to find submissions to festivals, they always post there looking for play submissions. And so I had a couple of plays that were relevant. One year, the theme of it was marriage, same-sex marriage, and we wrote a play. This was the play that me and my friend wrote. That just was a comedy. It was kind of a take on two roommates getting married just for the benefits, the legal benefits, and we entered that, and we got our play included in that. So yeah, I heard about it just through the normal promotional avenues. But what I like about it is, out of all the playwriting festivals, or out of many of the playwriting festivals, I shouldn't say all of them, but it actually has a purpose. It has a mission. It has something behind it. It's not just let's put on a bunch of shows, which there's nothing wrong with that either. Nothing at all wrong with that, but there's actually something behind it. There's a reason behind it. And if you know the whole, which most people do, the whole story of how Pride was started, and the first Pride and the whole Stonewall uprising, and it's very political, it's very cultural. There's a lot going on in that milieu. So that's why I like being part of that festival. Yeah. Where did the idea come from? There's another contest. It's called the Artists and Playwrights Festival at a theater called the No Theater in Binghamton, New York. And every year they choose some artist's work to display at their show. And they ask playwrights to take the work and write something inspired by the work, usually their paintings, basically. So one of the paintings really appealed to me. It was of a little small town motel with neon lights kind of in the middle of nowhere at night, and I thought it was a really cool picture. It actually was it reminded me of very Sam Shepard-esque type of place. He's got a few plays that go on in motel rooms. But anyways, so I just started from there, from the image of the motel, and I just created a couple of characters, and saw what happened once they started. It all begins with I didn't have the whole idea of where it was going to go or what it was going to be, but I just said, oh, let me just try these couple characters and see what happens when they have a little problem and how they resolve it. So yeah, that's where the kernel of the idea for that play comes from. I could tell you exactly the story. It's a couple, and they're traveling. They're a gay couple, and they're going to check into a small town motel. They're traveling. They're from the city. When they get to the motel, they look around, and it's not exactly, they're just not too sure about it. And they're also in a really small town. And as you probably know, sometimes small towns are not as tolerant and accepting as cities of anyone that's different. So they're a little nervous that being in this small town, they don't want any trouble. So one of the people, one of the couple says to the other, "Look, just for the sake of checking into this motel, let's just act straight so we can just, get in, get out without a hitch. We'll be business partners or whatever." And then the other guy in the couple, he refuses. He says, "No, I'm not doing that. We're going to be who we are, et cetera, et cetera." And then the proprietor or the clerk comes out, and he's a real big kind of backwoods kind of hunting, fishing kind of grizzly man's man or something. And he, let's just say he tests them to see what they really are. And then the results of that test is pretty much what the play is and where the action lies. What do I want the audience to get out of the play? Tell you this, I want them to laugh. I want them to get humor out of it. I want them to be entertained. It really matters to me to write something that is funny, that audiences react to. I write a lot of jokes in my plays. Yeah, I like to really pack a bunch of jokes in my plays, and it's really nice to get a positive reaction and know that people are enjoying it. And you know what? If they get a message of it, because there's definitely a message in there, especially this play, and most of my plays do have a message, but it's very hidden. It's very hidden beneath the ridiculousness and the comedy. But obviously, there is a message to this play of tolerance and et cetera, et cetera. And so if they get that, great, good for them, but I don't mind if they don't. What I really would prefer is if they are entertained and they have some good hard laughter, because I think laughter is great. What am I looking forward to hearing and seeing at the Pride Festival? Well, first of all, this might sound like I'm obsessed with Tom. I'm not. I just know his work pretty well. But I'm looking forward to seeing his work because he always puts on really good work, and I always enjoy it. So it's always nice to share a venue, a stage, a festival with him. And also, he's very well regarded. Just in the whole play, everybody knows him. He does a lot of work. He's very prolific. So I'm looking forward to his. And I'm looking forward to just seeing them all and seeing how they come out. I'm not. I don't direct. I don't produce. I don't really get involved in that. I write. Sometimes I act, but that's it. So I have a great director. It's just a reading, by the way. It's also just a reading. It's not a full production. So just so people understand that. And I have a great director, Guy Picot, who is British. So that makes him even better. And he works a lot at the Sacred Fools Theater, and he's just really talented. And I've seen a bunch of his work. And so I was really lucky to have him agree to direct it and cast it. So he actually called me yesterday. He's in the casting process. It's almost completely cast, and they're gonna, do a couple of rehearsals. Like I said, it's just a reading, so it's not gonna be, too much going on. But I'm looking forward to see what he does with it, actually, because a lot of times it's a surprise to me. I mean, I probably will attend the rehearsal, which I do, but sometimes I don't, and sometimes it's the surprise is a positive. Sometimes it's negative. With him, I'm pretty confident that he's going to do a great job with it. So, yeah, I'm just looking forward to see what he does with it, what his take is on it. And part of what I love about theater is it's pretty much out of all the arts, painting, music, dance, all the others. It kind of is everything, it's a painting, it's a painting on stage. There's music, there's, it kind of encompasses all the arts. And it to me, it's like a painting coming to life, but the whole story. So yeah, I kind of, I really enjoy that aspect of theater, of just watching your words just really come to life on the stage. Cause you've been reading it on the page for so long. It's nice to see it in you know, in reality. You know, the name of the play is Jeopardy, Wyoming. You know, it's also a nod to the late Alex Trebek. I'm a big Jeopardy fan. I'm a big Alex Trebek fan, the late great Alex Trebek. And so this play is also, you know, with the word Jeopardy in its title, it's kind of just my little nod to an institution that I love. I'm Chris Karmiol, and if you enjoyed this conversation, maybe you'll come out to see my play, Jeopardy, Wyoming, which is part of the ALAP West Hollywood Pride Playwriting Festival. I hope you come and join us. I think you'll have a good time. It's on Zoom. It should be really funny. We'll see you there.